Namaste. Welcome to our discussion. For today, I won't be teaching you or giving you a tutorial on the technicality of the Kriya or for the practice in general. But this is more of a discussion of the effect, the implications, and the future, especially if your chosen path is to awaken the Kundalini energy. This topic is really very important because most of the things that I will be discussing concern safety, not just of the physical, but the emotion or even the mental aspect of our practice. So I will pose this question: how much of the Kundalini energy do we actually need? How much of this profound, powerful, and potent energy should be allowed to remain inside the body for us to benefit from its healing property? And how much of it should we actually drain through the process? And how this potent energy could cause lots of, I would say, discomfort, pain, injury. Yes, it could. And clinging or attachment. And I would say the process or the journey of fully flowing the Kundalini and achieve its powerful and potent state is not for everyone. Number one, our body can only handle much. I'd like to remind you that Kundalini energy is separate. Alright? It's not the normal energy that we inherently produce if we do the asanas, or if we do the breathing works, or if we do an exercise for that matter. No. Or even when we eat. Kundalini energy is a separate byproduct of a separate method, which is to awaken her up through a combination of many elements: asanas, kriyas, pranayama, cleansing, pranayama, breathing. And since it is separate, our body is not designed originally to handle its presence. And then even if our body is strong enough to handle its presence or its intensity, for some, or our body can only handle and then manage and process as much. The Kundalini energy keeps growing, it keeps flowing, it keeps increasing its intensity and its presence inside the body. And if the body cannot handle the pressure, if you hold too much of this energy, somehow this energy will find its way out of the body. Definitely. And if the person does not know how to drain the energy properly or how to manage this energy properly, he is putting himself or herself to a dangerous situation, such as physical pain. One would be discomfort, pain, or pressure in the lumbar spine region, anything or any part of the body that connects to the spine and the hips. Since the energy will find its way out of the joints, and if you don't allow that energy to drain through movements, it will cause pain and discomfort. But actually, the physical discomfort is just the easiest way to release, because the moment you do your asanas, it's gone. Right. But if we keep harnessing this energy without a need for it in the future, that's another problem. Physically, since it's a rising energy, it will find its way out of the upper body, the upper part of the spine, or the body in general. It could cause bleeding in the gums. It could cause, really, I'm not scaring you, but I've been there, almost. I almost fell into the trap, but somehow I was able to manage it. It could cause bleeding, gums. It could cause internal bleeding as well. Because you are allowing an energy which your body is not designed to handle in the first place out, and this energy is so powerful, it could cause pressure. Very common, especially for people who do Sudarshan Chakra Kriya. And without the caution that you actually don't have to do it all the time, and then for a long time, because the Kundalini energy really feels powerful, and oh, this is cool, yeah, I'm feeling my energy rise to my head. But actually, you actually need that often, every day. Because if your goal, if your aim is just to rise her up and then just experience the trance every time, no, it is not the essence of the process. The essence of the process is for us just to experience the spiritual side of the awakening. But after that, what happens next? So the experience of the trance is only for us to be able to share the experience, teach the experience or teach the method, and guide people to the path of a safe journey. The goal of the process is not to experience the trance every time, all the time. Once, twice, 3 times, enough. And we don't desire it. It just happens actually. If you meditate upon that rising Kundalini, it will just drain itself if you have the time, because it takes a long time to actually do that. But if you don't have the time, if you don't have the commitment to practice the draining process of the energy through the samadhi or the trance, and then you keep harnessing her and without you draining her, that's dangerous, because somehow the energy, the pressure gets trapped inside the body. And since it's an energy trapped inside the body, it will find its way out. Gums, internal organs, pressure, lower back discomfort. It will even interrupt your sleep. It will even cause changes in the way you eat. Because she is so agitated and she is so powerful, you won't feel hungry. You won't feel the need to eat. And that's dangerous. Yeah, I'm speaking from my personal experience. That's why I have to stop teaching classes which require too intense physical work, like group classes. I used to enjoy teaching weight training exercises, but I stopped because of the side effect of me harnessing and then flowing my Kundalini really strongly. Because then I didn't know. I didn't have a guide. I just kept exploring. Because, oh yes, this is cool. I'm flying. I feel so powerful. To the point that you actually will feel invincible. But after that experience, you will realize that your body can only handle much. And the energy keeps growing, but your body cannot process it anymore. And that's where the awakening becomes more of a burden rather than a gift. But I didn't regret. But the reason why I'm telling you all this, because I don't want you to fall into the trap and not knowing how to get out of the trap. And then you get caught up with the physicality of the process and the pleasure it brings to the body and the senses. The body will go weak, but the energy will keep flowing abundantly. And since the Kundalini energy is so powerful and potent, and it keeps growing, but the body is actually doing the opposite, it could affect your emotional state as well. Because the energy is there, but the body is too weak. And it contradicts. It's interesting to know that even if the energy can do the work, the body cannot cope with the demand. Asanas, for example. You know you can do a deep asana, but for some reason when you get there, the body is just too weak. But the energy is there to guide you, but the body is just too weak. And then how long can your body actually do a certain complex position? Remember, your body will go weak, but your energy keeps flowing abundantly, and that's dangerous. So the secret is moderation. Knowing how much do we actually need and allow that amount of energy to nourish us, given a certain state, goal, and intention. I would say practice energy producing methods, but don't overdo it. The moment you feel the bandhas able to harness the energy already, that's enough. Because the bandhas will be enough for you to actually create the energy, not to actually create, but somehow the bandhas, because you have that energy inside already, the bandhas are able to process and collect the energy for you to nourish your whole body. You don't have to really spend many hours harnessing it. You don't need them. If, for example, you want to go to a trance, yes. But how often? I do it once every 3 months. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. Really doesn't matter. Once you've had it once, twice, because it will go deeper, but I would say 3 times, that will be the most. And then the rest of it, the bandhas will be enough for you to harness an amount of energy your body needs. And then you can carry on with the rest of the service of it. Teach people, because you are very healing. Channel your energy to heal others. Teach, guide people. Yeah. Because then again, I have to always remind you that you are dealing with a separate energetic component than what you are inherently given. And another thing, since the energy is rising and you keep producing a really large amount of energy, it could damage your nadis. Because the energy is like the current, the electricity, and if the conductors are weak, our nadis could snap. And that's dangerous because it could cause mental illness, temporary psychosis, aside from the physical dangers. So yes, I teach you the method, but I am not recommending that you really be obsessed by its full capacity, because at the end of it, when after the trance, after the samadhi, and then you come back, you're back to your old body, and then you wanted to come back, you wanted to experience again. Yes, you could, but it's not the goal of the process. It's not the goal of the process. Again, the goal of the process is for us to feel our spiritual nature, experience it if you are lucky enough, but don't be disheartened if you cannot reach the high absorption. The moment you feel the bandhas start to manifest, and the moment you feel the bandhas are efficient collecting the energy, and then you just allow that energy to nourish your body physically, spiritually. That's it. That's enough. Right? And then allot the rest of your time and effort to other things, teaching, guiding people, and service. Alright, so I hope this is a helpful discussion, because I don't want you to be committing that mistake and regret it, because the chances of regretting that you rise your Kundalini is very high in the future. Alright, so keep the practice going, but always moderation is the key. Namaste.